Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to share my thoughts on some of the new LEGO Star Wars sets coming out in May. I recently attended the A4 night in Singapore and I had a chance to see some of the new LEGO Star Wars sets in person. It is worth mentioning that the Fang Fighter and TIE Interceptor as well as the Endor Brickhead sets aren't available on May 1st. Those are two sets I was really looking forward to, but unfortunately they're not available on May 1st in Singapore. However, I do see them online in the LEGO UK and US stores. I did manage to see the 5 new sets, so 2 of the dioramas, the Executor, the Snub Fighter, as well as the UCS X-Wing. So I'll talk about my thoughts on them, which ones I think are worth picking up, as well as share some thoughts on some of the LEGO Star Wars sets I intend to pick up to redeem the gift purchase in May. So to begin with, let's take a look at the smaller set first. Here we have the Pirate Snub Fighter. This is the smaller set of the new LEGO Star Wars wave. Contains 2 minifigures and 285 pieces. It's going to retail for $59.90 in Singapore, and I believe like $35 in the US and about £30 in the UK. Not a big fan of this set. It looks really small compared to the like Obi-Wan Starfighter, which retailed for the same price. It's really flat and it just doesn't look great. I mean, it's not a bad looking set, but I think for the price point, it's just way too small. Yeah, not a pickup to me. I think this one is the least interesting. Probably give this a 5 out of 10 from my first impression. I might pick this up at some point, but definitely not at full retail price. I think if it goes for like 40% off, then yeah, maybe I'll consider. The second set we have here is the Endor Speeder Chase diorama. This set contains 608 pieces and 3 minifigures. I believe it's going to retail for about 130 Singapore dollars, and the retail price on the LEGO UK website is £70. I quite like this set. Maybe I'm a bit biased. I like green color. I really like the Dagobah diorama set that came out last year or the year before, not too sure. But yeah, I think price point again is just way too high. If you were to just take a look at the 2 trees as well as the speeder bike builds, just remove the base on that, it could probably fit into like a $50-$60 LEGO set. So I think for anything above $110-$20, I think it's just way too much. But yeah, overall I think this is a pretty cool looking set. I'm going to wait for a discount. It's not a day one purchase to me. And overall, first impressions, I'll give this a 7 out of 10. The next set we have here is also a diorama set. This is the Emperor's Throne Room. Contains 807 pieces and 3 minifigures. It's going to retail for about $160 in Singapore and £90 in the UK. I quite like the building techniques involved, like how tiled off and clean it looks, interesting building techniques involved, and great looking minifigures, but again, I think the price is just way too high. I hate bringing up prices again and again, but I think it's worth mentioning because $160 and £90 is just way too much for such a small display set. We've seen other Emperor's Throne Room play sets in previous years going for way less, containing much more play features as well as minifigures. I know this is an 18 plus display set, but I think it should have been at most $130. So I think it's pretty cool. It's a bit dull, I think, that's worth mentioning as well, but I guess that's just Star Wars sets in general. I do like it, I like the minifigures as well, but this is definitely not a day one purchase for me. I might get it at some point if it's heavily discounted. So general first impression, I'll give this a 6.5 out of 10. Alright, moving on to the good stuff. Next we have the Executor Superstar Destroyer. This set contains 630 pieces, no minifigures unfortunately, and it retails for about $120 in Singapore and £60 in the UK. I think this is a great looking display piece. When I first saw it, I was pretty impressed by how big it is. It's not a massive set, like if you're running out of space to display UCS sets, I think this is a pretty decent scale. It's about 43 cm long if I remember correctly. It's worth mentioning that the pieces feel a bit loose. Like if you move it around, it's a bit shaky. They aren't really stuck on a few gaps here and there. But I think it looks great on display, and compared to the other sets in this recent Star Wars wave, this is probably the best value for money. $120 is still not cheap. I think it would have been cool if they added 1 minifigure. But yeah, I think it's still a great set. It's probably the favorite one in this wave, and I believe it's a LEGO store exclusive. If there's any set that I intend to pick up on release date, it'll be this one. And yeah, I think it's probably the most sought after one in this wave. I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. And the final and largest set we have in this LEGO Star Wars wave is the new UCS X-Wing Starfighter. Contains 1,949 pieces, 1 minifigure, 1 droid, and it's going to retail for $370 in Singapore and £210 in the UK. Honestly, when this set was first announced, I was a bit disappointed. We've seen so many X-Wing sets again and again. I was hoping for something different for the UCS set this year. But seeing it in person, I think it still looks pretty cool. It looks slightly yellowish, like an off-white color in the store, but maybe that's just the lighting in the store. But yeah, pretty sizable, pretty impressive on display. It's quite a bit bigger than the UCS Land Speeder last year, and it's going for the same retail price, I guess. So yeah, pretty decent set. If you don't own a UCS X-Wing, I think it's worth considering getting this. Personally, I'm not a big fan, and I don't think I'm going to pick up this set anytime soon because I'm just not a big X-Wing fan and it just takes up too much space. But yeah, pretty cool set. First impression, I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. So those were my first impressions on some of the new LEGO Star Wars sets coming out in May. Overall, I think they're great looking sets. Besides the Snub Fighter, I think everything else looks great. But yeah, retail prices are just a bit high. My favorite set of the wave is probably the Executor. And in terms of what I intend to get for the May default gift purchase, I was really hoping to get the Endor Brickhead set, but that's not available yet. So I have a list of sets I intend to get. It'll probably be the Executor, the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter, Republic Fighter Tank, and then if I'm short of any amount, I'll probably get either the Battle Pack, the Snowtrooper or 501st Battle Packs, or the Ahsoka or Tusken Raider Brickheads. So yeah, quite flexible of any combination really. I guess the ideal situation would be the Executor, one Republic Fighter Tank, and the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. If not, it'll be the Executor, two Republic Fighter Tanks, and then if I'm short of any amount, probably like a Brickhead or a Battle Pack. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more LEGO videos to come soon.